Hey guys, welcome back to Mountain Mode Flight Logs. You're joining me this morning, heading out to one of our most spectacular airstrips here in Lesotho. We're going to a place called Matakani, and I think I may just let it speak for itself as we arrive there. It's one of the most isolated areas in Lesotho, or communities, that we reach. And it's pretty spectacular. We're just now coming out of the lowlands from Lesotho. We're approaching the escarpment here, which is beautiful big mountains of Lesotho. And just as we cross the escarpment, we kind of pop out right at Matakani. I'm hopeful that today the wind is still going to be calm when we arrive there. It's still pretty early. It's just 20 to 8 here in the morning. Try to get an early start if we can. And it can get pretty bumpy at Matakani just because of where it's situated. But I'm hopeful that we're beating it this morning. Here we are, just coming over the first part of the escarpment here. And although it's pretty dry at the moment, if you look down into that valley there to the left, there's a really nice waterfall called Medevac. And there's probably no water going through it now at the end of the dry season, but it is really nice, and these mountains in the morning are just really beautiful. Lesotho traffic, Charlie Mike Charlie, is team outbound from Masera Bird's Nest to Matakani. We're just past, we're just through the escarpment now, descending through 9,000 foot. Alright, so I'm going to start to descend through this little gap over here. And before we know it, Matakani will appear and make itself visible. It's at 7,600 foot, so I'm descending here slowly down to 8,700 or 8,600. And I'm going to continue with my descent checks. My selector is set, mixture is set, power set, car flaps are actually open for now, altimeter set, passengers and seatbelts are all good. I think I may just let the scenery speak for itself. It is all dry when it's summertime here. All of these hills are bright green, which is really nice. Again, just at the end of the dry season here. This is kind of what we have. We're really hoping for rain in the next few weeks or so. It would really be nice. The rivers are dry, and Lesotho just very much needs to have some good rainfall. Below me you may see a couple trails, some fields, a few little villages. I'm going to put down the flaps. I know Matakani is going to pop out pretty soon, just in front of me. Get myself set up with the mixture, selector and the aux pump off. 8,600 foot coming up. I haven't been to Matakani in a couple months probably. We don't get flights here too often. But the last time I was here we spent some time fixing up the windsocks and runway markers and painting and getting things ready, so I'm expecting it will look pretty good. So it's down below me to the left. You may see that on the outside GoPro. Wind looks calm. There's some sheep there at the one side. We'll just monitor that on final approach. Wind is looking good. And there's a shepherd with the sheep, so I think I'm happy with that. And I continue to set up here for the landing. Yeah, airstrip and lasso is briefed. Yeah, the runway's off to my left. I'm starting a descent for it. You may notice on approach we've got a improvised VASI indicator with a white board and a red dot. It should help my approach, although I believe the red dot is missing, so that needs to be fixed up soon. Alright, my abort is down and braking by the second marker. If I'm not down and braking by the second marker, I will abort. Yes, I'm turning just around this cliff face here, which is really a spectacular one. There's a lot of illusions landing on this runway because of the cliff, which you'll see as we approach. But I'm on my base leg here with the flaps, brakes and prop checked. If I do need to abort, the abort is straight ahead and then an immediate sharp right-hand turn to turn around within a small valley off to the side there. Alright, it's looking stable. I don't feel too many up and down drafts here, and you can start to see why this place is spectacular. Turning on to final approach here. A lot of illusions to try and judge the height here of the approach or the angle just because of the cliff that it's on, but we'll do our best and set the flaps for final approach. Set, cal flaps, green light for landing. Getting my speed down to 60. Runway looks clear from what I can see from here. Ground speed is 67, that's great. I know that I'm going to get a bit of up and down drafts, especially just before touchdown. Runway looks clear, approach is stable. And we're down and braking by the second marker. It's a little bumpy, but that's okay. That approach was really nice and smooth today. Alright, I'm going to shut down, get some video of this area, and then show you the takeoff as well.
Brought some people here today who have a funeral in the village up there. Might just be able to see them walk, and there they are, and the village is just up on the hill there. So they're here for the funeral. They have that here in the village, and then we'll fetch them later in the week when they return to this area. But this is Matakani. It's really beautiful right on top of this plateau here. Takeoff is fun. We pretty much go straight down the runway, the opposite direction to what we landed, and get airborne over the cliff into that huge valley, and immediately are a couple thousand foot above ground.
Okay, so we started up and ready to go. Just need to do the abort briefing, and then we can get going. Alright, so I can't actually see the end of the runway here because it's got a little bit of a hump in the middle, so I can't see if it's clear that side, so I need to just be a little bit extra aware of animals. My abort point will be the second marker. I'll abort if I don't get a good power check or a speed check by the second marker. Airborne, past the abort point with an engine failure, 6 Gs, gliding at 65. Grass is going to be a right-hand turn into the valley. I've got a long way I can glide, and I can look for a field right at the end of the valley. Continuing then with gas, scab, guts, and get out. Alright, so my takeoff time is 6:30. No passengers, brakes are off, flaps are set, wind is checked a little bit from the left, and we are ready to go. Power check. Speed check. Continue. Flap strap, car flaps, power set. Mixture set, engine instruments checked, nav instruments checked, performance instruments checked. Fuel cap secure. No passengers. Radio call complete. We don't have cell phone signal there, so I felt as I got airborne a bunch of messages. Do need to quickly check and make sure there's no code 1s to deal with. I do have something from the flight follower, so I've got to just quickly check up on that. So I do actually have a code 1 I need to deal with in the other direction. So I'm going to be turning around, setting course for Medevac, and then seeing what I need to deal with for the Medevac. Once I'm en route, I can check my fuel, figure out what I need to be doing. So let me just set my course along to Medevac. Alright, so I've got a code 1 at Medevac, which is across probably a 20-minute flight or so from here. I have got 2 patients actually, a pregnant lady and a man with paralysis. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but let me talk you through what I'm going to do, and then at some point I'll just need to switch off the cameras. So I am climbing to 9.5 for now. Let's make sure, yeah, our level 9.5 is good. I'm going to level off here. I do need to save fuel because I'm a little, I was light on fuel this morning because of my weight, so I need to just conserve and then work out how much fuel I've got. And if I need to refuel, we do have fuel at the place where I'm going, so I can add some if needed. Alright, level 9.5 in the cruise, Lena Peak. That's going to give me a good fuel consumption. Temperatures are checked. Alright, let's go ahead with cruise checks, power set, car flaps are checked, mixture set, engine instruments are checked. Selector, no passengers. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. I do need to focus and deal with these emergencies, so let me switch off the cameras and get my planning and stuff all together for that. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed seeing Matakani today. It's a really beautiful one, and I'm glad that I was able to film that. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Let me end with a quick update from what happened in the rest of the flight. So I went to Medevac and collected what ended up being 2 patients who needed a Medevac plus a family member and a nurse, and took them to the district hospital. Now back here at the clinic where I fetched them, topped up some fuel and taken a break, and then headed back to Masera. Thanks again for watching.